This is all getting signed at closing anyway.
Sure.
They're right there. Yeah, I could, but I was like,
So,
they're already there.
back up, this is something that you would get when you purchased that house?
So yes. So the next one is new insurance. So I'm going to cancel the old insurance, and I'm going to put new insurance on the house. Why am I getting insurance on this property?
Because it burns.
In case it burns. But isn't there already insurance in place?
No, because you've already canceled.
Okay, let's say I haven't canceled it. Isn't the insurance already in place?
You're not the beneficiary.
I don't own it. I mean, the person who has the insurance doesn't own the property anymore. I own it. I can't insure. I have to be insured. Yeah. Well, let's ask this question. Let's say that it's deeded over to me for sure. I can do this. Let's say it's deeded over to the trust. Who's the insurance policy's name in?
The trust.
The trust's. That beneficiary or that trustee.
So, when we purchased that property in Chico,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know this, but I have the feeling, or I think a faint memory, that the mortgage company wanted to be a beneficiary on our insurance policy.
They are.
The additional insurance.
No, they're not. So you have what's called a.
Because they want to insure their interests.
Yeah. So the mortgage company is not the insured. You're the insured. They're going to be the beneficiary of that. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are the beneficiary
So
of it.
when we do something like this, do we still have to make that mortgage company a beneficiary?
No. So it's going to go to them. So when you fill out an insurance policy, they're going to ask you, is the house free and clear, or is there insurance? Is there a mortgage on it? I say yes. There's a mortgage on it. It's with Wells Fargo. Here's the loan number. Here's the fax number for you to fax it on over to. So they'll fax that a deck page to them, let them know that hey, this house has been insured.
Okay.
Now here's the important part. And let me see if I have it on this next slide. I have it on a different slide. So let's say now is your trustee is taking out this insurance policy. You can still do it. You have a power of attorney. You can call up and say, hey, you know what? I need this. I need the insurance policy to be in, because they're going to. Sometimes they will. They'll look it up and see who owns the property. It's in your trust. It's in this trust name. So say I have this trust. It's in my name. So I've done it in two ways. Because I have the interest on it, the controlling interest. It's still going to be in my name on the insurance policy. But let's say that I do it also in the trust name. So it's going to be the trust name. The trustee's going to be taking out the insurance policy. Here's the key when it comes to taking out the insurance. You need to make sure that you have the original borrower on the policy as an additional insured. I buy the house from Cody. I now own the property. I'm getting insurance. The mortgage company is going to reject that insurance. Why? We don't recognize you, Ryan, as being the person we have the loan with. Please go back and make sure that you have the original borrower on that loan. So I'm going to go back, open up my insurance documents, and I'm going to have Cody as my additional insured, so that when the mortgage company gets it, they go, okay, we're totally cool. I've only had the mortgage company one time say, no, I need both borrowers' names on there. Both husbands and wives as additional insured. And I've had my insurance agent go, I don't have two lines. I only have one line. I said, put them both on that same line. And just put and instead of like first name, last name, just put first name and first name, last name.
What does that mean that they're the additional insured?
It's their interest that's being insured because it's their loan. So your mortgage company will do this. Yeah, your insurance company may do this. They may not. Make sure that you put the words ATIMA as their interest may appear. So Cody as an additional insured, AITIMA, ATIMA. It's going to be on another slide. It's just.
So we do it at work?
So you do work? ATMI? Yep. As their interest may appear.
And we always do that to all the parties as additional insurers, just to.
CYA. That's all it is.
I don't understand what it means to be insured. I mean, I understand that the beneficiary. I'm not clear.
Okay, benefit. So house burns down.
Yeah.
There's a loan on that property. Mortgage company wants to get paid. They're the beneficiary. They're going to get paid off completely. Whatever's left over goes to the insured party. So they're not going to give it to me because in order for the check to be, you have to have all three parties sign on the check in order for the funds to be dispersed to prevent any kind of insurance fraud. So I got to have Cody sign on it. I got to sign on it, and the mortgage has to sign off on it.
So if I die, what do you do?
I got POA or I'm screwed. Yep. Power of attorney.
Yeah, no.
And that's why you keep the power of attorney after death.
But you don't have it after that.
Just do it before the death certificate's filed.
You're catching on, man.
So that's that with the insurance. This is where an all-inclusive trust deed comes into play. Because now you have a new trust deed where you can get insurance without having to do all of this stuff.
All-inclusive trust.
All-inclusive trust deed.
You refinance.
No, it's not a refinance. It's a wrap. All-inclusive trust deed. Okay. Due on sale acknowledgement. So I have this site set up, and basically it says, has a property address, and it says, yes, I understand, or we understand that we took out a loan in our name with this original lender, date it was funded for this dollar amount, recorded it on this date in this county, blah, blah, blah. Where do you find that information? County records or My First App. What document are you looking up? Deed of trust. Deed of trust is going to have all of this information right there, so that's where I get it from. I used to have to, before I had My First AM, I had to go down to the county and pull all that information. Or I fudged. I'm like, oh, if it was recorded, I could see where it was recorded, or where the day it was recorded, so maybe it was funded the day before. I don't know. Don't recommend that, but I have done that. But now First AM, there's no reason for that. You have all that information at your fingertips right there. And then basically it says, in a nutshell, that look, I understand that there is a loan underpinning all of this, and that I am not attempting to defraud my creditors, that we are going to hold each other, we're not going to hold each other liable if something were to happen, if the lender were to call the mortgage due, because there is a due on sale clause in this particular mortgage. That's all it is. So you're basically acknowledging that, yes, I do know that there is a potential risk for the mortgage company to say, hey, we're no longer going to carry this mortgage anymore because you've transferred your interest. We want to be paid off.
They
And-
can't do that, right?
They can do that. We're going to talk about that on a different segment.
Okay.
Yep. Actually, we're going to talk about it. Yeah, in a little bit, in greater detail.
Okay.
They can, but they don't. I should take that back. It's written into the contract, but they don't. And I'll go over reasons why they don't.
Okay.
Yep.
So in the case of a fire, all three, going back to the insurance thing, the original seller, all three of you are on the check, you all sign the check. That means the original seller is going to get a piece of the proceeds?
No, he just has to sign it. But if I have a power of attorney, I don't need him anymore.
So I'm gonna disappear.
That's right. And go hide. But I have to get his signature somehow, whether it's.
So you'd sign twice and then after one POA.
Right.
Uh,
For Cody. Yeah.
And again, in the case that he's dead, then, no offense, God forbid.
I hope to die someday.
Please show me the death certificate.
Yeah.
Death certificate, but then the LPOA is no longer valid.
So, correct. Mortgage companies left holding the bag. They're screwed.
So they're not gonna collect.
Yeah.
They're screwed because they're not gonna collect on even their portion, they can't even collect on it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
nobody gets paid.
No one's gonna get paid, man. Yeah. Who's gonna argue that I'm sorry you don't have a death certificate? We don't want to get paid. Don't pay off my mortgage.
Probably a first-line person at the mortgage company.
Yeah.
First day on the job? This manual right here says you can't do that.
There's like these stupid things that require you to prove who you are to pay them. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Why you make me jump through hoops to prove who I am?
Yeah.
So I can give you money.
Yep.
That makes no
How's that
sense.
for 18?
They do it.
Yeah, that's what happened on the San Joaquin house.
It's exactly what happened. We're trying to pay this off. I'm sorry, can you validate who you are so I can give you the payoff request?
Wouldn't do it.
This is a breach of contract. We cannot do this. We cannot tell you how much is owed on this property and how much it's going to cost to pay it off because you may be trying to figure something out somewhere.
Well, my wife tries to pay bills that are under my name, and she can't do it. I have to be there, and they need to hear my voice. It's like, what? Proving that I agree that she can do that. Like,
Yes.
Do a
Yes,
little
this is.
meet.
Yes,
Just
this is
record
him.
some sound bites there.
Oh, so I said more about that in a minute. More about what? More about due on sale. So, seller course of recourse. In a nutshell, all it says is that if I fail to live up to my obligations, you can have the property back. If I don't make a payment for 30 days, you can request in writing that I have another 30 days to make it up, so a total of 60 days. If not, I will deed you your house back to you. That's it. That's your only course of recourse. You can't sue me. You can't come after me. You can't slash my tires. You can't run me over in the shopping cart in the parking lot. Can't do any of that stuff. So this is kind of like for them. This is like their peace of mind. Oh, okay. I was always worried about that. I didn't know if you weren't going to make you pay my bills. I'm like, it's funny. It's always the people that are like the most like dysfunctional. Like their house is like a day away from foreclosure. I was wondering about that if you weren't going to pay the bill of what was going to happen. I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, really? That was really on your mind? Like, hey, I can't wait for this guy to bring everything current and then not pay. It's like, come on, man.